For a seventh straight year, the American League Championship Series will include the Houston Astros.
Garcia gets up on top of that ball, hammers it to left field. What a swing! And the Texas Rangers are going to the championship series.
Hardge, man, I know that's a little overly dramatic, but it kind of sets the tone, man. It's a big deal in the great state of Texas. This has never happened, and I think you may agree we're going to have people following this series who have probably never seen a game of the Astros or the Rangers.
Yeah, I would agree with you, man. First off, thanks for having me, man. Back
100%.
over here, Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. As always, I love chopping it up with you when it comes to things like this. And, you know, you're right. You're looking at this series and you're saying this is going to be one for the ages. At least you hope so. You want this to be one of those series that people talk about for a long time. I heard Gene Watson bring it up. To him, it's like the Yankees and the Red Sox type of situation because of the fan bases, the way that they carry themselves. The North don't like the South and the South don't like the North. And it is just going to be something to behold. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. And no matter what, by the end of it all, one of these teams from the great state of Texas will be representing in the World Series.
That's a beautiful thing, Hardge, and I can't believe it. We're talking about if you want to call it to be funny, the World Series Eve series. And I know the folks at Honest AC and Plumbing, they're baseball fans, and I know a couple of them, they've said some harsh things to me this week. There's a lot of Astro lovers around here, but we still love them. You know, it's all in fun, the rivalry, and they are a sponsor here of episode 306. And by the way, Hardball Hardge is from the 254.
You see it.
You see that?
K-Town, baby.
You know,
right.
Got to follow him, follow Texas Sports Unfiltered, where Hardge and some of our former guests are on. But, the thing is, I love calling it this. I've never really thought about it simply because we've never seen 50% of this round from Texas. It's baseball's Final Four.
Yep.
And when you look at the big picture and you think about how this happened, I mean, I thought the Rangers were a year away, maybe. Were you at all shocked that they're at this level of the postseason this early?
No, not at all. And the reason why is because I got a chance to go to spring training this year and be around that team from the very beginning. When you look at the players that they have assembled and the way that they went out and got all of these great baseball players, Chris Young, the GM, has done a great job of acquiring talent. And when you get a chance to have a Bruce Bochy in the dugout, changing the narrative, professionalism is one way to look at it. But you get a chance to get this team with all this talent. It was in the making. I don't know about the year apart because of the fact, as well as I do, when players come to new teams, they take them a year to adjust, maybe halfway through the season. Well, they had that year last year when they acquired Marcus Semien and Corey Seager to shore up the middle. Then you go out and you get a Jacob deGrom, hurts himself. You go get Nathan Eovaldi. You make the trade at the time for Max Scherzer to come in. You're making – and Bruce Bochy and Chris Young are making the right moves. So there's a lot of experience there, not that much postseason stuff. But I thought this team was right, especially when I saw them in spring training.
Yeah, that's a great perspective because you and some of our friends like Bob Ballou and, of course, the CEO, if you will, Chris Almendaris, Tim Jackson, and that group with the Express, we have close ties to them and we follow the business side as well as have friendships. They changed the affiliation, Astros to Rangers. So they have quite a bit of knowledge and some quiet optimism, if you will. I think, Hardge, I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I missed a lot of things where maybe I wasn't listening to either Almendaris or Timmy Jack enough. I think they saw this coming as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, those guys were there. They understood some of the talent that was coming through Round Rock. When you think about, Yordan Alvarez was here a couple seasons ago playing for Round Rock. Kyle Tucker was playing for Round Rock. And then you look at this year's team, Leody Tavares was there at the very beginning of the year. Josh Young got a chance to come here and rehab and play AAA. Evan Carter, the young phenom that they have, was another player that was here in Round Rock. So there's so many Round Rock Express ties because of the affiliations with both of those teams, which we've been fortunate enough that we've seen a lot of talent come through this place and got a chance to see them firsthand and kind of put our eyes on these guys and who was going to be impactful. So it's been really, really cool to watch.
No, it has been. And I think this really shifts some focus now to where I think the Express, if we don't have a 120-degree day summer every day, I think there's going to be more interest because I think this naturally will be a marketing win for the Express because you get to see these guys come through the system, reassignments. But the Astros, Rangers, they finished an identical 90-72 regular season, and it literally came down to the final day. And the Astros found a way to win that AL West. And the Rangers, I think, second to last games where they clinched the playoff spot. But Dusty Baker, this is funny. He obviously the Astros manager, that grin he has when he was asked after they clinched their spot to go to the ALCS after eliminating the Twins. You've seen this smile a lot, and he was asked about facing the Rangers, whom they know all too well.
Oh, hey, man, they know us, and we know them. And I know Bruce, and he knows me. And I know Mike Maddox, and hey, it's going to be a heck of a series.
That smile, it's now you talk about quiet confidence.
Yep.
That's Dusty Baker.
That's what it's all about. Do you believe that this is something that, you think about these guys' path? This is Dusty Baker's 26th season managing.
That's unreal.
This is also Bruce Bochy's 26th season managing. These guys have won 4 World Series between them, 3 by Boch and Dusty getting his last year. This is going to be a chess match between these two managers and how they're going to piece everything together.
Right.
They've played each other before, and the Giants defeated the Reds in 2012 in the NLDS. So they've got experience. That's why he says they know me, I know them, and that's how we going to go with it.
and this is a big reason why Hardge says it, why I say it, everybody says it, and Dusty Baker and Bruce Bochy. 13 times these two have met this season. Now, the Astros, they have listen, I'll say this. Up until maybe last year, the Rangers have picked up that Silver Boot series a lot more frequently than people want to admit in Houston. But this year, Houston clearly the edge. I mean, what is it? Does this record right here in the regular season mean anything to you, who people like you, or what would you tell people who may be overconfident? What would you tell them? Does this record mean anything?
You can throw the records out, man. You can throw the records out. This is if it was football, it'd be called a slobber knocker. This is going to be one of this series because of the hatred between these two. Let's not forget, halfway through the season this year, there was a dust-up between these two teams. They had to be separated. Marcus Semien and Maldonado going back and forth. Adolis Garcia, Hector Neris, who always is ready to fight for the Houston Astros. There's just a lot of bad blood between each other. And that's why you play the game. The biggest problem that the Texas Rangers has had is their starting pitching had a 6.71 ERA against them. So, but who was in the games? Who did they have all their pieces back and forth? Same thing for the Rangers. I mean, the Astros, did they have all their pieces that they have now? So it is going to be one of those matchups where, you got your silver boot, but I'm trying to get that ring to go to the World Series. So we'll just wait and see how that happens right there.
And I'm with you. Now, I very rarely post anything that resembles arrogance as a sports fan, but I couldn't help it this week. I've just like the Cowboys. I've been with the Rangers since day one, dating back to the Bouchel days, Palmeiro.
Yeah.
Man, we can go back.
Gonzo.
Man, Gonzo. A lot of disappointment, but a lot of great teams too.
Yep.
Back when you only had two teams go to the playoffs, I mean, that 86 race in the was it AL West?
Yep.
Man, the Rangers were chasing the then California Angels. They couldn't catch them.
Yep.
And the Astros, they have a great history as well, but they also have been through those low points, like 100 lost seasons. And that is, but I'm just going to go ahead and admit it. 7 straight years to make the ALCS. That's something.
No doubt. No doubt. And that's consistency. And that's why I get kind of frustrated with fan bases and fans, period, that continue to want to go back to the quote unquote cheating scandal. And I was like, okay, y'all can get as mad as you want about it, but you still haven't beat them 7 straight times. They are representing the AL in the championship series every single year for 7 straight years. They are like Bill Belichick when he had Tom Brady. They are now like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. In order to win, you got to beat the champion, and they continue to be the champion.
Doesn't matter if you're cheating, you have video. You still have to place bat on ball.
Yep.
That's hard. And you mentioned it.
Hey, trust me, I know.
You know all too well. Hardge played in the Montreal Expos. If you're watching from other parts from the state, country, whatnot, Hardge had a long stint in professional baseball, was a low round, draft pick. You mentioned it, Max Scherzer. Do you expect him to make a difference? Because I know Bochy had said he'll be ready, but we're not sure. We have to have a feel because we don't want him to re-injure himself.
Agreed. Yeah, I think he's going to give it a try. I mean, the main thing for me is how honest is Max being with everyone? Most importantly, how honest is he being with himself? Is he able to go out there and help this team? This team has won 5 straight games in the playoffs without him. So you got to make sure that you don't hurt yourself where if and when you advance to the World Series, you would much rather pitch in that as opposed to trying to rush back for this. My strategy would be, if you're going to put him in, I would say you start him at the very beginning because I know for a fact he's not a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
So you got to get him out there, but you would definitely have Dane Dunning ready to go on that backhand, probably Haney ready to go if you're going to try to follow them up. But, yeah, I think he's going to give it a go. He said he's ready to go. But a lot of times, and we know this as athletes, we got to be protected from ourselves sometimes because we want to rush ourselves to get back out there.
It's a competitive nature. And Haney, one of our mutual friends, Frank Anderson, Haney was a great pitcher for Oklahoma State.
Yep.
And people don't know, Frank Anderson, pitching coach at Tennessee, does wonders with pitchers. Now, all too well in your days, you need a guy like this in your locker room or your clubhouse, so to speak.
That was made. You didn't have guys jumping up and down and running and creating a pile. Now they are inside right now, led by Austin Hedges right there. But they understand they're not going to use too much energy right now. And this
Austin Hedges, the catcher, he sees some time. He's one of that. I'll say this, man. If I had a spirit animal, Austin Hedge would be that. And he has written the number of games to win the World Series written on his ass. Have you had any inside knowledge about how all that started?
First off, pause. I'm not getting down with somebody's ass like that. The thing about it is the funny part with that celebration, he kept Bruce Bochy said, "Hey, Austin, how's your ass? What's the number on your ass now?" It's just so good. It is a fun time, and being in those locker rooms and having that champagne tastes so much better when you got a victory. And now you got another opportunity to go to the next phase of this. But it's going to be a dogfight. And yes, there is a lot of fun in that clubhouse, and you do need guys like that. Sean, you would have been the perfect guy for the clubhouse. The only thing is, you take so many damn selfies. I don't know if anybody would have taken pictures with you.
Hey, keep that locker room, the clubhouse, sacred.
Exactly. You don't walk over to somebody, hey, man, let me take a selfie with you real quick.
Oh, hey, I'll blur out your shaft.
Oh, Lord. You're a fool, Doc.
You said it, and I've got the clip. This is for pure entertainment right here.
The only thing I need to know right now, Hedgie, what's the number on your ass right now?
We need 8 more. We need 8 more. That is great. That is great stuff, man.
Oh, my God. That's the beauty of this game, which leads us to this. And hopefully we brought some laughter and some insight. Obviously, Hardge with some expert opinions and knowledge how this all works. I mean, what are you ready to say who comes out of this series to go to the World Series?
Well, let me preface this by saying I hope it goes 7.
Yeah.
I just want this series to go 7
I
because
do.
I think we need that as entertainment. I think we need that for these teams to have bragging rights for an entire year. We were the team that went to the championship, advanced to the World Series. We represented the AL West as well. So I just hope that this series goes 7. With all that being said, I got the Texas Rangers. I think it's their time.
You're right.
That moment where you go out there and in order to become a champion, you have to beat the champion. And to do it in the home state, to represent and be able to beat up as Kyle Tucker called him, the big brother, you have to go out there and become that. And so I look forward to this series, but I have the Texas Rangers advancing to the World Series. I think the chess match between Bruce Bochy and Dusty Baker is going to be outstanding. They'll be criticized. They'll be scrutinized, but I think that they're going to handle it properly, and I can't wait to see how this series turns out. But I got the Rangers advancing.
Hey, it's funny you say that.
And I know you're a Rangers fan, so I just made you pee on yourself a little bit.
Dude, let me go change my drawers real fast. It's funny you say all that. This will be a battle of just watch the managerial decisions and how they manage bullpens. That will be decisive in who wins this series. And having said that, I do want it to go to 7. I did post something on one of my social media platforms. Did say we want Houston. To which Casey Studdard said, "Shut your ass up. You don't want that."
Love it.
You get a rare moment. It's time to elevate this franchise. I honestly feel it's not just optimism as a fan. I think the Rangers have made the moves to be in this position. I'll say the Rangers in 6, but I hope it goes 7.
There you go.
It is.
There you go. I like it.
Man, my brother, we'll try to check in midway through the series. It's going to be fun. Sunday evening, game 1. Well, the first 2 games are in Houston.
Yep.
And this is something I want to ask. Do you think, just like the NBA finals and other series, the 2-3-2 format, I think that gives an upper hand to the Rangers because they're the ones with the 3 sandwich games.
Yeah. Well, but I look at it another way too. I mean, you're going to have to win at someone else's park anyway to make it an actual series. So
right.
That's what I like to see. So it's big. It's big. And, for all those people that keep thinking that the formats and all this stuff needs to be changed, just relax. Just go play ball.
Just go
At
play.
this point, the players don't give a damn, to be quite honest with you. You got to go out there and just win 4 games. You got to win 4 games, and you have to win at somebody else's park. So I can't wait. I'm excited.
And 2 parks which look very similar indoors, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But very different out of the exterior.
Yeah. One. Hey, just remember this too. The Houston Astros have not been very good at home
in the postseason.
In any part of the season, they were 50-31 on the road, and they were 39-42 43.
That's something I failed to see.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't very good at the juice box. Let's just say that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
No.
I'll throw another one at you. Stat. We love stats. Since 2017, the Astros in playoff games, 56-34.
That's pretty damn good right there.
Right. That's damn good, son.
That's damn good, Bobby.
Hey, Hardge, we're going to check in with you, man. You and your family have a great weekend. And for the OG Man Cave boys and Honest ACM Plumbing, that in the OG Man Cave boys I'm referencing, that's Big Mike, Coach Mo. What do we tell them? Hard ball, Hardge.
We out.